Hello, everyone. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Especially comment things you want me to discuss or cover in the future videos. Thanks. Now, it's currently Golden Week in Japan, and I was on a video call with my immediate family recently, and mom asked me, "What's that?" when I said it was Golden Week, so I'm on vacation. So, here is a concise explanation of what Golden Week is before I leave you to enjoy the footage from the park. Now, while Golden Week might sound like a week-long vacation, it's actually 4 national holidays clustered together that people usually extend by taking days off before, after, or in between the actual 4 days to extend the period to about 7 to 10 days, depending on the circumstances. As a result, many companies, well, I wouldn't say many, but some companies just offer the days clustered together as one singular holiday known as Golden Week. Now, based on what I've seen so far, and granted this is my first Golden Week compared to 10 years of national weeks in China, my initial impression is Golden Week is not as drastic as Chinese National Week, where cities in China straight up become ghost towns as everyone returns to their hometown for the week. And unlike in China, where a lot of businesses close for National Week, for Japanese Golden Week, many businesses still remain open, comparatively speaking, based on what I have witnessed of my city during my forays out during Golden Week. However, depending on your industry and company, this is usually a period where people have a holiday to travel. In my case, I have 9 days off when you include my natural days off in the grand scheme of things. Now, getting to the holidays that actually make up Golden Week, the first one is Showa Day, which honors Emperor Showa and is a day of reflection on Japan's past. Next is the Constitutional Memorial Day, a day that marks Japan's post-war constitution. The third one is Greenery Day, which is a day of appreciating nature. And finally, the last official day is Children's Day, which is pretty self-explanatory. But in Japan's case, they have a tradition where if you go out on this day, you will see many carp streamers called koi nobori. Now, while my city center still looks even busier than normal days, and shops and businesses are still open, this may be because I live in the dead center of the city, and I was walking around and using areas that have public transportation. But the general sentiment is that Golden Week is a period of nationwide time off, which results in some of the mass movement I just described, as this is the period when millions of people decide to travel at the same time, meaning public transportation and highways see surges of increased traffic. Now, I avoided living in Tokyo, Kyoto, and Osaka because I didn't want an overly crowded city, but I just came back home to record this, and outside felt like Tokyo. Now, of course, this means that prices are also going to surge during this time for everything related to what people want to do during this holiday, namely travel, lodgings, tourist spots, etc. And major spots that attract people and tourists are going to, of course, be extremely busy. It becomes this weird situation where business districts might suddenly become a lot quieter, but tourist areas suddenly become overcrowded and almost unbearable. There will be long lines for popular things, and even limited availability due to the fact a large part of the workers may be on vacation themselves, and businesses that are still open will largely be running limited operations due to staff constraints. Golden Week, while on the surface, is a holiday like anywhere else in the world, but it's actually Japan's biggest synchronized vacation period where timing matters more than anything. It's great if you plan early and budget accordingly ahead of time, but on the other hand, if you don't and you're not as organized as other people, you will find that it is extremely frustrating and costly. Personally, I've been using the time off to catch up on some writing, play some video games, watch some anime, and generally just recharge for when my students return on Saturday. When I do go out, I choose parks like the one in the video today, where while magnificent, it's somewhat out of the way, meaning they will be less crowded than other parks that are currently almost as packed or more so than Sakura season. It's a short topic today, but enjoy the remaining footage all the same. Peace.